This is super interesting. We've been talking about declining interest in vaccination. The people who already have been vaccinated are mostly people who really wanted to be vaccinated. And now we have a situation where supply is starting to exceed demand. And governments, state governments, need to figure out new ways to get people interested in getting vaccinated. Because remember, no matter what anybody tells you, there's no mandatory vaccination per governments. There are certain schools that will say if you want to come to campus, you have to go and get a vaccine. Or if you want to work for us, you have to go and get a vaccine. But there are no mandatory vaccinations per the federal, state, or municipal governments. But you have an interest from governments, state governments. They want to be open, and they want to be open in a way where people aren't going to get sick because that's what's best for business. So they're thinking of new ways to encourage people to get vaccinated. Republican Ohio Governor Mike DeWine is creating five $1 million basically lottery rewards for people who get vaccinated. Five people who get vaccinated in Ohio are going to win $1 million each. The Republican governor announced this last night. All vaccinated adults will be eligible to enter a lottery that will pay out $1 million each to five winners starting just a couple of weeks from today, May 26th, rather. And separately, DeWine is also offering five vaccinated teenagers full ride scholarships to the state's public universities, including tuition, room, board, and textbooks. The textbooks are key. Oftentimes you hear free tuition, right? But what about the thousands of dollars for textbooks? It will even include that. DeWine said in a statewide address, quote, "I know some may say, DeWine, you're crazy. The $1 million drawing idea of yours is a waste of money. But truly the real waste at this point in the pandemic, when the vaccine is readily available to anyone who wants it, is a life lost to COVID-19. I think that this is absolutely fantastic. And understand that you have money set aside already in a number of different states for vaccination and for getting people vaccinated and public awareness campaigns. This is a way of using $5 million of that dollars instead of on billboards and TV ads or whatever the case may be. You're just saying, well, let's just give $5 million plus the cost of tuition to the five teenagers to some people. And I think it's absolutely fantastic. The lottery payout will be funded using federal coronavirus relief money allocated to the states. States and localities have been given this money by the Treasury. They've been given wide discretion about how to spend it. And Mike DeWine is saying, let's give it to some people. There are questions as to how effective public health officials think that this is going to be. Tara Smith, who teaches epidemiology at Kent State University, says there's some research to suggest small financial incentives could increase vaccine rates, but that just giving $1 million to five people may not work because the perceived odds of winning are relatively low. And that if there is a criticism of it, that was my thought, which is $1 million for five people. That's a lot. But what about giving $100,000 to 50 people? It's the same amount of money, but I think the perceived odds of winning will be higher. And of course they will be. They would be 10 times higher. Let's listen to Mike DeWine announcing this and talking about this yesterday.
On May 26th, we will announce a winner of a separate drawing for adults who have received at least their first dose of the vaccine. This announcement will occur each Wednesday for 5 weeks. And the winner each Wednesday will receive $1 million.
So I think it's a great idea. The only change I might make is instead of 5 people get $1 million each, I might make it 50 people get $100,000. And the alternative that was also proposed is just pay everyone who gets the vaccine. Figure out how many adults you have. Divide up the $5 million prize pool. What does it work out to? Give that to everybody. And then for the unspoken for money at the end of the campaign, maybe then that becomes some sort of like a lottery or something like that. A lot of different ways to do this. I think I have no moral problems with it at all. And if it's effective, I'm 100% for it. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you would go about it a slightly different way. And we'll have more coverage of what different states are doing to encourage vaccination on our Instagram page, which you can find at David Pakman Show. You can also find me on Instagram at david.pakman. One of our sponsors is Vincero watches, giving you 15% off. A high-quality wristwatch is the perfect way to elevate your style. Own at least one watch that makes you feel great when you put it on. You can often see me wearing my Vincero watch on the show. Mine is the gunmetal vessel model. I'm a big fan of the metallic look of the face of the watch. I like the silicone strap. You won't find a better made watch for this good a price anywhere else. When you put it on, you know you got more than you paid for. Vincero believes in crafting super quality watches from high-end materials, but selling them at fair prices, which is why they have over 26,000 five-star reviews, and they stand behind every watch they make with a 1-year return policy and 5-year warranty. They'll give you 15% off everything in their store and free shipping at davidpakman.com/watch. Use the coupon code PAKMAN.